We've got people in here who exercise every day. We've got people who are brand new to it, you know, and they can come in here and they can share it together. They're all at different levels.
Our desire is that people anywhere on their fitness journey would feel welcome here. There's young students who like to come, and we have a member who's 95 years old, and he comes sometimes twice a day to walk on the treadmill.
Really, our goal is to help people be active and to really enjoy being active.
It started really with Nick and Joel, the two guys at Church League Softball.
This building was for sale at the time.
We were out for dinner, my wife and I, and we just happened to walk by and saw that someone was in here, and the owner said, you know, I've got it for sale, I've got some people interested, and
Potentially it was going to get sold to be a smoke shop or a bachelor pad that they would just, some guy was going to put a bunch of motorcycles. I thought, this town deserves more.
And we just thought, you know, what about a recreational facility, something that Chisholm doesn't have?
And I grew up in Chisholm. I've always known about this building and thought it was kind of underutilized, at least in my day and age.
When we approached him with the idea of a gym and a recreation facility, he said, that's what I want. And here we are less than, you know, probably 3 years later with a fully functioning gym, and we're excited about the recreational opportunities, and yeah, it just keeps growing.
When they started building trails, we had meetings and we said, hey, we need to rearrange some of the priorities. And what would it look like if we had bike rentals?
None of the four of us have ever owned a business before, so there's a lot of learning that's taking place. But going back to the supportive community, people are so gracious with us as we learn these things, and hopefully that'll make new things in the future easier as we learn these little lessons.
I'm from the range. I grew up in Virginia. I had moved away for a while. I lived in Duluth, the Twin Cities, in southern Minnesota, but I'm a physical therapist.
I work in a mine. I have been in the control room at Monarca Mine for a few years. I have the power to start and stop very, very large pieces of equipment and communicate with my crew, with managers, engineers. I'm kind of the go-between.
He went to school for recreation leadership, and redhead was never something back then that was going to happen. And so now, seeing that we're living in Chisholm, we are business owners, he works in the mine, and now this wonderful opportunity for him to really do something that he loves, we could have never imagined, ever.
You know, I remember times being here at 5 in the morning when Joel's off a full midnight shift and we're working on putting a light up in the entryway, and times where we meet up here at 9:30 at night, even though Joel's got to go to work at 5 in the morning because that's when the kids are down.
Yeah, there can be stressful times and decisions that need to get made, but we're friends before we're business partners, and we actively try to hang out. We'll have nights where we say, okay, we're not talking anything business related tonight. Let's just be friends.
We get along great, we trust each other. You know, we have different viewpoints and we can agree to disagree, but it's a great partnership for sure.
Guess where we are? At times it's, you know what, this isn't the priority of my life because my kids are and my family. You keep those things in line. I think they love to see that, you know what, we're just doing the best we can. There's 4 of us. So, you know, when I'm having a baby and, you know, Candace and Joel step up, if they're busy with something else, then Nick and I can step up, and that's what's great about not being all on one person's shoulders. So that's been huge.
We could have never imagined, ever. And so it's a huge blessing. We just feel so blessed. We're so excited that we get to be here. It really is kind of a dream come true.